morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Katherine Economou, and it's my joy to welcome you here this morning to the Center for Spiritual Living Temecula Valley and our online service. I am joined by our artistic director, John Foltz. Good morning, John.
Hey there.
We have Mary Russell with us today off camera, our practitioner of the day, and we even have a special guest that's hiding in the back that's going to come up in a little while. So we are so excited to celebrate Valentine's Day with you. So happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're enjoying your morning and celebrating the love today, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And I think we're going to get started with that right away.
We should get started right away.
Absolutely.
It couldn't be otherwise. God is everywhere present and at all times. It responds to all names from Yahweh to Allah to Spirit to Christ, and it responds to all. I know I am a creation of God right here and right now. I have access to everything God has put forth: love, joy, peace, harmony, health. Everything I have access to. And as I know this for me, I know it for you too. You are emanations of God right here and now. You have access to all that God has put forth. Everything: love, abundance, health. The little catch is that we have to turn to God, because that's when God turns to us. So I speak my word now and claim that we, all of us, turn to God during this service today, and we say yes to all the good that's here for us today, whether it's in the words of Reverend Katherine or the songs of John Foltz or our musical guest, or our special guest. We say yes, yes, yes. Let it unfold, let it pour forth for us. We are turning to God and we are saying yes, and we know since we are turning to God, God turns to us, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary. Powerhouse. She's a powerhouse. Absolutely. And once again, I want to say good morning and welcome and remind everybody what an interesting experience this is. So we're going to encourage you to use that chat function and say good morning. And, one of the things that we are missing so much is community, is being here together in the energetic of giving, and we receive a lot from the congregation when we do this. And it's hard when we can't, when we can't be together. But the truth is that we still are together, and we're together connecting through this blessing of technology. So jump on that chat, say good morning, say hello, share your ideas, share your thoughts on what's happening here, and that allows us to stay deeply connected as a community and absolutely share the love, which is what we're doing today. Again, if you are new to CSL TV and you've stumbled across us on Facebook or on YouTube, we want to say welcome to you and let you know that we are a radically inclusive, affirming spiritual community that truly knows we are living a divine life. That each of us is on a spiritual path of unfoldment, of realizing the truth of who we are and the contribution we've come to give in this lifetime. And we are sourced and supported and absolutely loved by the infinite presence. And as Mary said so powerfully in her prayer, that presence has a lot of names. And you can find the one that works for you. That presence of love and of complete support that lives within your heart. I often say it's the God of your heart that's speaking to you, and whatever word works for you, whether it's love, the universe, spirit, Allah, God, and one of my favorites, the Force, it's there for you. And so as Mary is correct, as we turn to it, it turns to us. And so let us welcome and live in that presence of love today. And for everybody else, we want to send our virtual hugs, open our arms to you and say good morning. We're so glad you're with us again. And celebrating this day of love. Hello, Valentine's Day.
I know, right?
Oh my God, so much love. We walked in this morning and our beloved Diane Keys had Valentine's Day cupcakes for us. How amazing was that?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. Love and chocolate and sugar.
Love and chocolate, they all go together.
It really goes together, absolutely. And so we're so happy about that. The other thing that we're doing today in celebrating Valentine's Day is I had let everybody know. We've done some fun things over the last couple of years for Valentine's Day. And I was trying to think of something that we could do today to celebrate. And so I invited people to send me Valentine's Day shout-outs. And someone said, what's a shout-out? I was like, oh, sorry, I'm using the youngins' terminology. So it's just a message of love for our beloveds. So if you missed that and you didn't send me yours, put it in the chat, and then it will be there, and your beloved can see it there. But I have a couple to share, so I was going to start today with a couple of Valentine's Day shout-outs. So this one is from our own Practitioner of the Day, Mary Russell, for her family. She says, Happy Valentine's Day, and I love you all. From me, for my mom, Wanda Economou, I'm sending Valentine's Day love across the miles and warm wishes that she stays warm on this Valentine's Day. She's in that Arctic freeze in Michigan. It's like freezing there. So stay warm, Mom. I love you. To the Practitioner Corps, my love and gratitude for all of you. You are each a gift to me, and I am so grateful. Happy Valentine's Day, beloveds. And that's from Charlene Kusner. There's one for me. It says, loving you today and always, happy Valentine's Day, sweetie, from Steve Butterworth. I'm assuming that one's for me, actually. I think it's for me. I'm hoping that one's for me. Okay.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's for me. And the last one has no names associated with it, so I have no idea who this is for. It says, Honey Bear. I love you so much, and I'm grateful to be sharing our 10th Valentine's Day with you. Love, Honey Bear.
I know who that's from.
You do?
That's from my honey bear.
That's from your honey bear. So you're the honey bear?
I love honey bears.
I know you're honey bear. I knew it was for me.
Yeah.
So happy Valentine's Day,
John.
John.
Thanks, honey bear.
So I've got a couple of other groupings we'll do during the service. But again, we just want to celebrate the love today. You know what I love Valentine's Day? It's not a Hallmark holiday. It's a true holiday, and we're going to celebrate the love. So I think we're going to celebrate with some song.
We are.
Absolutely.
A song about love.
Absolutely.
No one
All right, so we are going to move into our moment of gratitude. So we've been doing this spiritual practice together for a while now. So I'm going to invite you to just get comfortable where you are, maybe take another sip of your coffee, and just settle in, close your eyes, and take a breath. On this glorious, beautiful morning, let us just breathe into this present moment. And allow that feeling of gratitude to grow in your heart. Today, let's be grateful for love itself. Knowing that that lives at the center of our hearts, I want you to think of something you absolutely adore, something that you love. Your beloved, your children, your parents, your family, your fur babies, they elicit a lot of love. And so let's just breathe into this moment of love and allow that gratitude and love to mix and expand from the center of our hearts, just filling us completely. Love is that which enriches our lives. It is that which inspires each of us in our creative endeavors. It energizes us, it feeds us, it nurtures us. It is simply God in action as us and as all. And so just breathing into that presence, realizing that it is the truth of each of us. Let us be grateful for ourselves today also. And for the opportunity to share our love with those around us and those we come in contact with. And even as we move into our day, even as you go to the grocery store and see the love in the eyes of the person that you cross in the aisle, let us allow our eyes to be channels of love behind our masks in life right now. And be grateful for the opportunity to share this truth of love. One more breath, and then come on back. And again, I'm going to express my love and my gratitude for this spiritual community as we have held it together this year. You know, we're coming up on a year of this new way of being, and we're looking towards, we're already in meetings and looking towards how we can get back to some semblance of normal, or what the new normal is going to look like. But we're so grateful that we've been able to continue and maintain our connections through our online services and activities, our meditations and our classes. And we've only been able to do that because we've all joined in together to financially support the vision and mission of this spiritual community. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your gifts, for your commitment, and let you know that we're still on that path. And it's not as easy in this time to do intentional spiritual giving. It takes a little bit more of an effort because the basket doesn't come straight across from you. We have to take a step to actually make a commitment and do the actions to be able to give our gifts. And that's a powerful step to take. Because when you intentionally give and spiritually minded, you are saying, count me into this divine flow, to this divine abundance. We talk about tithing, and the idea of tithing is giving a certain amount. It's been taught as 10%. 10% back to that place that inspires you, that supports you, that's there for you spiritually. And my best wish is that CSL TV, if you've been journeying with us at CSL TV, has been an inspiration and a support to you. And so when you say yes and you say count me into this vision, not only is it the vision for the center, but it's the vision for your life too. We hold a wide vision for wholeness, for abundance, for love, for opportunity, for growth and expansion. And it's not only for the community, but it's for each and every one of us also. And so when you give in that spirit of connecting and opening to allow for that divine abundance to flow into your life. And so we are so grateful. We are so grateful that you have taken that step, and any amount makes a huge difference. And so there are a couple of different ways that you could give. You could jump over to our website and hit that donate button. You could mail in a check to our community, or you could call our own administrator, Diane Keys, after service, and she can run a credit card for you, and that phone number is 951-304-0268. And so we're so grateful that we get to continue to do this, and we're almost there. We can feel it. We are almost there to figure out how we can come back to be together in community again. But we need to continue to lean in and support that unfoldment. And we're so grateful that you said yes to support us. And so let's come together in consciousness and bless this offering today. Just breathing into this moment, how grateful I am for this infinite abundance of the one that has come to each of us, that is moving through each of us. As we step higher in our knowing of our oneness with the infinite, with that presence of spirit and of God, I know that the divine blessings pour themselves forth to us, through us, as us. And we give back to that place where we are supported and allowing that divine flow to happen. And so I bless this offering, knowing that it seeds and supports that which we want to see grow and expand. It supports each of us in stepping into our fullness and shining our light brightly in this world, and allowing for this spiritual community to continue on its vision and its mission of being a light unto so many in this valley and beyond. And so I bless it. I give thanks for it, and simply allowing it to be. I know it all is well, and so it is. And so please join us in saying our affirmation of abundance together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Yes.
spiritual reading for today comes from the book for this year, 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. The title is, I Accept All Changes on My Path and Find God in Them. The pure in heart see God. All others see a material world filled with problems. As we develop spiritually, we move to higher levels of intelligence and begin to control the lower ones. When our world pushes us around, it is indicative that we are not in control of our consciousness. As we take control over our thinking and direct it towards that which is good, we are children of God. This is the aim of this teaching, and these lessons are awakening within us the higher intelligence and projecting it through dynamic, right thinking into the world. As we do this, we become the pure in heart, and our world becomes radiant with God. To every problem in my world, I now speak the truth. Now I take dominion over my consciousness. I believe that God dwells in me and operates through me. I now declare that God is in every step of my pathway. Whatever needs to be done is being done now by the action of infinite mind. Therefore, I accept every change that appears on my pathway, and I find God in it. Every problem is now disappearing, for God is increasing in my world all the time. I see God everywhere. I am control of my world, and I release God into it until there is nothing to see there but good. And so it is.
So, we have a couple of more Valentines before we go on to the next one. I'm going to share some more Valentines first. Okay. So, let's see. This one's for Susie. It says, I'm so grateful to be walking side by side with you. I love you so much. Happy V-Day. Love, your sweet pea. This is for William Barnhart. Love is patient. Love is kind. After being in quarantine, they are right. It's blind. Love you to the moon and back. Love your girl. That's Barb Murray. Let's see, from Taryn Nilsson for her parents, Daniel and Ramonica in Missouri. It is a day of love, and I want to remind them that they are loved and thought about every day, and keep pushing for happiness because good things are indeed coming their way. And then this is from Marty Goldman, and she says, roses are red, violets are blue. CSL TV practitioners always know the truth for you. And the last one here is going to lead into our special guest, because it says, happy birthday to my sweetie, love me. And that's from Pat Clark for her sweetie, whose birthday it is today. And so we have, as I mentioned last week, we are celebrating Black History Month. And we're doing it this year through special music and readings. And this week we are just so blessed to welcome our very own Pat Clark back to share a song with us. And so please join me in welcoming Pat. Yay! Hello. Here you go.
Thank you. I love that I get to share Valentine's Day with you. Before I sing my song, I'd like to share just a little bit of history. So songs were used in everyday life by African slaves, and singing was a tradition brought from Africa by the first slaves. And sometimes their songs were called spirituals. Singing served many purposes, such as providing repetitive rhythm for repetitive manual work, inspiration, and motivation. Singing was also used to express their values and solidarity with each other during celebrations. Songs were used as tools to remember and communicate, since the majority of the slaves could not read. Harriet Tubman and other slaves used songs as a strategy to communicate with slaves in their struggle for freedom. Coded songs contained words giving directions on how to escape, also known as signal songs, or where to meet, known as map songs. Songs used biblical references and analogies of biblical people, places, and stories, comparing them to their own history of slavery. For example, being bound for the land of Canaan for a white person could mean ready to die and go to heaven. But to a slave it meant ready to go to Canada. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot is one of those songs that has been passed along for generations. If a slave heard this song, he would know he had to be ready to escape. A band of angels are coming to take him to freedom. The Underground Railroad, the Sweet Chariot, is coming south, swing low, to take the slave to the north or to freedom. Carry me home. This was one of Harriet Tubman's favorite songs. And because the slaves had no accompaniment, I will be singing that song without accompaniment too. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot.
that one. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pat. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We're so grateful for that gift. Oh, powerful, powerful, powerful. And now I'm supposed to speak. Okay. We're all bawling in the air today. We're all crying. Okay. How blessed are we? This is, Pat's part of our community. She's in our Practitioner 2 class. She's been part of the church for so long, and we have such amazing talent here, and just so grateful for the willingness to share her powerful presence with us in the beautiful song. Thank you. Okay, so once again, here we go. Happy Valentine's Day. I know that, like I said before, that some call this a Hallmark holiday, and they, whomever they are, just want us to get us to spend our money and to buy flowers and chocolates and all of that. But, truth is that I don't agree. I don't agree with that for a minute. I think any holiday where the core of it is love, and it allows us to focus on the truth of love in our life, never mind adding chocolate to the mix, cannot be bad. It just can't be bad. There's something good about it. And you put those two together, and I came across a quote from Charles Schultz, who said, "All you need is love, but a little chocolate now and then doesn't hurt." And so again, I'm not the only one who thinks that this is a great holiday for that. I wanted to share a few Valentine's Day stories before we get going here. And this is a story from a woman named Ruth Chodrow, who shared about how she and her husband met. She said that she met her husband while she was working in a science library, and he came in every week to read all the latest journals, and eventually decided to take out the librarian instead of the books. And after a year and a half of dating, he showed up at the library one day and started rummaging through her desk. And she asked what he was looking for, but he didn't answer right away. And finally, he unearthed one of the rubber stamps that she used to identify reference books. And he said to her, since I couldn't find the right engagement ring, he said, "This'll have to do." And he firmly stamped her hand. And she said across her knuckles, in capital letters, it read, "Not for circulation." And this one I liked because it reminded me of Southern California. A man named Theodore Bologna was driving through Southern California, and he stopped at a roadside stand that sold fruit, vegetables, and crafts. Right? We've seen them all around Southern California here in San Diego and Riverside County. And he said that as he went to pay, he noticed that the young woman behind the counter was painting a sign. And he said, "Why the new sign?" And she said, "Well, my boyfriend didn't approve of the old one." And when he glanced at it, he said, "Oh, I know what she's talking about." It said, "Local honey dates nuts." I'll let that one sink in for a second. Local honey dates nuts. Okay. So as you can tell, we're trying to have a little bit of fun today. We're trying to have a little bit of joy and a whole heck of a lot of love. This month our theme is one journey, many paths. And we're looking at spiritual practices that support us along our path. We know that the spiritual path is all headed in one direction. It's awakening to our oneness. Awakening to the truth of our being as part of that divine life, the divine spirit, God. And yet each of us takes our own path to get there, and we're on our own timing on it, right? Like we awaken to the truth of our being, each of us in different ways. And yet the one thing that supports us along this journey, that will support all of us, are spiritual practices. And so this month, what I'm talking about each week is a spiritual practice that can support us in awakening to our true nature and supporting us in living a full life as we take that journey. I'm going to remind us it's not really about the destination. I'll probably say that a lot, but it's not really about the destination. It's about the journey and the adventure of our souls that our lives are. So last week, we looked at the practice of mindfulness, about being mindful, of being conscious of our thoughts, conscious of our actions and our choices. And this week, it's about love, of course. What else would it be about? And so my talk today is the eyes of love. So let me start with this. Love is one of the most misunderstood concepts in this life, I think. But it's also one of the core ones. If you think about it, all art, all music is about love. It's either about yearning for love, it's either about losing love, It's either about the anger comes when somebody doesn't love you anymore. It's all about the foundation of all of it is love. Love is the inspiration for life itself. But love's been so narrowly defined in our culture. It's been watered down a little bit. And it's almost useless of a word, right? Because it's so broad and so narrow at the same time. We have an idea of what love's supposed to look like from movies and TV shows, and the idea that all of our love issues could be solved in 22 minutes with a catchy phrase at the end and a talk with dear old dad, you know? That's not how love works. It's not how it works. But love doesn't just mean romantic love. There are many forms of love. And truth is, love is not weak, and it's not wishy-washy as it's portrayed. If we're loving, sometimes we have this idea that it's soft and it's weak. Love can be soft, but it's also a force. It's a power. It's the impetus for all creation. And truth is, even though I really love tacos, you know, that's not what we're talking, that love isn't the kind of love we're talking about today, even though I really do love tacos. That's not the kind of love we're talking about. It's not a feeling. Love is not a feeling, and it has very little to do with our emotion. Love is a way of life. It's an activity. It's an action. And I truly believe that love is our highest spiritual calling. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, says that love is the self-givingness of the spirit through the desire of life to express itself in creation. He goes on to say that love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. I love that. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Think about those moments when you've been in love, or you've expressed love, or you've felt love for someone or some experience. Can you feel that sweep? It pulls you in. You can't help but be consumed by that presence. And that's the love that I'm talking about today. The spiritual power of love. The cosmic force of love. This love is powerful, and it's creative, and it's healing. And when we practice it as an action, nothing can stand in the way of it. Think about a mother. Think about a mother who's watching her child in a dangerous situation. Is there anything that's going to stop her? Let me tell you, no, she's a force. And nothing is going to get in the way of that love. So the power of love, it's the power of love of the Creator for its creation. As Ernest Holmes said, that cosmic force, it's the self-givingness of the Spirit to its creation. Each and every one of us was created out of that fabric of love, out of that divine love of Spirit. I often say that God had a thought, and you were born. You, that individual, unique, quirky expression of life that you are, was loved into being by the Creator. You are a unique snowflake, and you can be nothing but loved because you are here. And so that's the love that God has. Think about what the love that you have for your children, or your someone that you take care of, or your fur babies even. Something that you can experience that absolute, complete totality of love. And then think about it times 100, times 1,000, times infinity. That's the amount of love that God has for us. That's a force. And that's the force whose sweep is irresistible. So the reason why I titled the talk today, The Eyes of the Heart, is because in order to embrace love as a way of life, to practice love and to be a loving force, we need to start to see differently. We need to look with a deeper eye, to perceive ourselves, life, and each other from a place of love, rather through the eyes that we've been accustomed to looking at. We know as good religious scientists that what we put our attention on expands. That's the basic idea. When we put our conscious attention on something, it grows. And so the question is, what is it that you're looking at in your life right now? Are you looking through the eyes of the egoic self, the separate human identity that you define yourself by? If you're looking through those eyes, you may see more challenge and limitation. When you look at yourself, you may be seeing all those things that you judge yourself harshly for, all the mistakes that you've made, all the things that you think you've done wrong, all those things that you regret, your reactions. When we look through that eye of the egoic self, we're looking through the eye of separation. But that's not acting, that won't allow us to act from that place of love. It could be different. You could look through the eyes of your heart, and truth is, your heart does have eyes. You can see from a different place. You can perceive and you can know that what's happening in life is different than what your eyes are telling you when you start from that place that lives in your heart. When you look at your life through the eyes of your heart, then you see differently because we're looking through the eyes of the divine perspective, the spiritual self. And from this perspective, you can see the journey you're on and how far you've come. How often do you do that? How often do you pause and look and say, look at how far I've come? We're so focused on working on what we have to work on and achieving what we want in our life and fixing the things that we think are broken. Very rarely do we stop and say, hey, I just climbed a mountain. Look at where I've come from. But the eyes of the heart will allow you to see that you are on a journey and you're not quite there yet. You're not supposed to get there, by the way. We're in process with it. But it allows you to see that you have accomplished much. You can see how much you have learned along the way and how we are all works in progress, not only for ourselves, but for the people that we're in relationship with. You can give yourself credit for the responsibility you've taken for the mistakes you made in your life. For those things that you may not have been happy about, your reactions and the way you've acted in an old relationship maybe, or whatever it is, when you haven't done the best that you thought you could do, when you take responsibility for that, and you say, you know what, I've learned something from this, and you take that next step along your journey, that is what you get to see when you start to look at yourself through the eyes of the heart. You can think of all of this as the difference from living from the head or living from your heart. Because the head wants to separate and divide. It tends to blame. It's that voice that judges harshly other people and yourself. Because it's afraid. It lives in fear of not measuring up. The head, the ego, it lives in fear of not being loved and appreciated or acknowledged. But when you live from your heart, the heart is not afraid. It knows deeply that it is love because it deeply knows that it's connected to the infinite. It knows that it's in process and that everything is okay because it's part of the greater life. It already is love, and it has nothing to prove outside because it's whole and complete from the inside out. If love is the givingness of God to its creation, and we are all God's creation, it means that we are made out of that love. It's the core element of our being. So when we can see through the eyes of the heart, we can see that we're not ever truly alone, and that we're always loved and loved. So there's no need to judge so harshly ourselves and other people. We don't live in fear, and because we can trust life in a deeper way, that the experiences that are coming up, the challenges and the difficulties, are there for our good, for our growth, for our expansion, to realize something deeper about ourselves. The heart wants to unify and connect, to express compassion and support. And again, this is not only for other people, this is for you. The heart wants to find some compassion for the self, because again, we judge ourselves so harshly. And when we can turn that love to ourselves first, we can become the force of love in our life. And then, like what I said earlier in our moment of gratitude, you can walk through the grocery store and people can't even see anything but your eyes, and they can know that they're loved. It can spark that knowing in them. And we never need to even say a word, because we are a force for love. And we are a force for compassion. Now, all of the spiritual traditions, most of the spiritual and religious traditions tell us that our goal, where this journey is taking us, is to mature into a life of generous compassion. And we use different words for this, right? Each religion uses a different word. Maybe it's a saint, or a bodhisattva, or a wise woman, or an elder, or whatever the word is. But they are people who have come to a place of spiritual maturity, and their focus of their life becomes love and compassion for themselves, for their neighbors, and for the world. And again, I'm going to remind us the key is that we're on a spiritual journey. It isn't so much about reaching a certain destination, spiritual enlightenment or sainthood. That's not what we're going for. We're heading towards that. But the point is for every day to wake up each and every day and do our best to move in the direction of love. Love is a spiritual practice. And you can get better at it with time and with practice. I love that, I want to remind us, John said this every once in a while, that there's a reason why it's called a spiritual practice, because we have to keep practicing it. We don't do something once and then we're perfect at it. We need to practice that. And so our spiritual practices are there for us to throw ourselves into, to participate in, and see how we do. We have to build that muscle. And so one of the practices that I'm going to encourage us to do this month is to love fully, to practice living as love. Rumi said, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely seek to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." So, what is this practice? Well, it's simple. When you get in the practice of love is that when you wake up in those moments of reaction, right? Those moments where something hits you, or you're experiencing something, or you're in conflict with someone, that you pause and you ask yourself, what would love do here? What would love do here? Because this is what we know about love. Love would give of itself, right? If love is the self-givingness of the Spirit to its creation, and we are part of that creation, love would give of itself. It wouldn't hold itself back. It would give of itself. In whatever way that means, that speaks to you. It would listen. Love would listen more than it would speak. And I'm saying this as a minister, okay? That love would listen more than it would speak, right? Love is about nearness. I've been listening to a lot of love songs this week, and I have this thing about listening to love songs and imagining that the divine is singing to me from that place of the fullness of love. And one of the core themes of all these love songs is the desire to be near. Do you remember falling in love for the first time? And what do you want? You just wanted to be near them. You just wanted to be near your love. And I don't care if it's a person or a puppy. I remember when I got my puppy, I just wanted to be near her when she was sleeping, when she was, but there's a desire to be close, to be connected. Now I know that that's a little bit of a challenge these days, safely, but near can be a consciousness, being close in consciousness as well as it could be physically. And nearness means that we want to understand. We're curious and we want to understand their perspective and their experience. So practicing love means wanting to understand somebody else's experience instead of making the story about it and separating ourselves from them. It's about connecting. Love supports, it lifts up, it honors, and it cherishes. So the practice is to ask yourself, what would love do now? What would love do here? When you find yourself being harsh with yourself, when you can hear that inner critic going off in your head, or you make a mistake and you're really hard on yourself, I want you to sit down and say, what would love do here for me now? And I'll tell you, it will speak from your heart. It will show you the way to express a little bit more self-compassion, a little bit more love, And when we can do that, we can be a greater channel of love for everybody around us. We could be a great example for our children to not be so harsh with each other and with themselves. See, when we realize this, we can learn how to respond rather than react. We can see through the ways our small self gets lit up, right? You can see that we've got some buttons and they get pushed and we get lit up and we just react. But the truth is if we were being compassionate with ourselves, we could see it's not always about us being, broken, wrong, a mistake, unlovable, whatever, unworthy, whatever those stories are that are not true that we tell ourselves. The ego gets bruised. We have disappointment. It happens in life. But instead of reacting from the hurt, which is in the head and the egoic mind, you can respond from the heart. And more often than not, when we do this, we see that the injury or the offense we experienced wasn't malicious. And by being present in our relationships, we deepen them. We deepen the rapport. We deepen the intimacy. We deepen the connection of kindness and compassion. And again, we can do this for ourselves. We can remember that we are God's emanation. We are part of this powerful divine life. And we're on an unfolding journey of deepening our understanding of love. I found another quote that I loved this week, Lucille Ball. She had some really great quotes, by the way. She was amazing. She says, "Love yourself first and everything falls into line." But can we do that? Can we make a commitment to love ourselves first? To realize that we are part of this divine life and this divine love? And if we can do that, then we can allow that force of love to move forward. So this is it's a simple practice, but it's a powerful practice. And I'm going to invite you to join me this week and do this. Because it can bring a deeper sense of peace and well-being to you, and it can begin to transform your life. Again, as we see clearly with the eye of the heart, all the blessings and the good things in our life multiply and expand. There's more love and more peace and more connection and more kindness. And isn't that what we're wanting to see out in the world? But if we wait until we see it out in the world to give it, we're missing the whole point. We have to be it first. We have to know it first. We have to choose it first. And then like a ripple, it moves out into the experience. And then you begin to see those around you from that different, deeper eye. The ones who are so harsh with themselves too, that they aren't really attacking you. They aren't out to get you. They can't see past their own shortcomings. And they're so afraid to be present in this life. And you, because you have done your work, because you are choosing to be the presence of love, you are a light unto them. And they don't even know how. You are a light unto those who are lost just because that you know that your life is God's life expressing. So today and this week, listen to God singing to you those love songs on the radio. See the clouds making shapes in the sky for your own personal delight. Take some time to show yourself some kindness and some compassion. And if you like, treat yourself to some good quality chocolate like I will be doing, and maybe some tacos. Allow this love to flow through your life and see how it expands and multiplies. Just remember what James Joyce said. Love loves to love love. Love loves to love love. This is God in action. This is God in action as me. This is God in action as you. So leave the head and stick with the heart and begin to practice seeing through the eyes of the heart. And I promise, everything will start to unfold in such a powerful, loving way. And so it is. And now I get to invite John Foltz back, who's got a great love song for us.
Chocolate and tacos.
Chocolate and tacos. That sounds like a Valentine's Day if I ever.
Didn't there used to be like a treat called a Choco Taco? Wasn't it like
Yes.
chocolate and ice cream?
Never heard of that.
I've never had that.
I'm going to go Google that right now.
Peanuts. I'm allergic to peanuts.
Oh,
but, you know. Great talk. I love the James Joyce quote at the end. That was great. So this is, as Reverend Katherine said, this is a great love song, kind of more of the universal, you know. But I do want to say that I do get to throw a little shout out to my honey bear too. This is a special song for us. This is a song that she walked down the aisle to. So, in case y'all didn't know that. So happy Valentine's, honey bear. Thanks for dancing in the back.
Yeah, I got a video to upload. I'll upload it later if I remember. Okay, I have a couple more Valentines we need to close up here. So this is to Sylvia from Ignacio. I'm grateful to God for giving me Sylvia as my wife. I feel blessed to know that she is the mother of our two kids, Melissa and Matthias. It's been 25 years sharing our lives together, and I love her more. Thank you for being a supportive wife and mother. Te amo mucho, Ignacio. And I sent him an email back and said, thank you for not doing it all in Spanish, because that would have been hard for me. So, to Nick from Pam, thank you for your love and devotion. You'll always be my Valentine. And then to Steve and Emily, my Valentines, I'm sending big love to you and knowing we have a great celebration with lots of good chocolate. I guess I'm like pushing the chocolate. But love you guys, and maybe tacos? Maybe tacos, okay. And then to our staff, John Foltz, Diane Keys, all of our ministers and practitioners, from the bottom of my heart, I love you. And I'm so grateful for your presence in my life and in the life of this community. We could not have accomplished what we've done this year without you. Thank you. I love you. Oh, okay. That one was for me. Whew. All right. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Just feel the love at the core of this community. As we've said before, this is what we're known for. And so we love you very much. All right. So I have some announcements. We go into the announcements next. All right. So there's a lot today. So let me go through quick. So our book studies meeting on Wednesdays with Pam Migliosi. They're reading Living an Inspired Life by Wayne Dyer. Our men's ministry meets Wednesdays, and I think they are tiptoeing back into meeting in person, so contact Reverend Michael Summers for that. The Sisters in Spirit group, our women's group, meets the first and third, it says the first and third of the month. It's the first and third Thursdays of the month. Again, that's Pam Migliosi. Our Spiritual Connection at 7 series continues, 7 a.m., 7 p.m., Monday through Friday. Mary's one of our lead meditators in the morning. We get together for 20 minutes of meditation. It's a great way to start or end your day, so we encourage you to join us for that. Our practitioner, Suzanne Ward, is leading an online grief support group that's going to start this Tuesday. And so this is a time to do it. If you've been thinking about maybe I'll reach out, maybe I won't, this is a time to call her. You need to call or email Suzanne Ward. Her information will be in the chat, or it's on our website. And it's 6 weeks starting this Tuesday, the 16th. And so this is if you've experienced some sort of loss of a beloved, a change in status, a relationship, a health diagnosis, something. If you're experiencing grief, even the loss of our normalcy of life this year, if you're experiencing grief, I strongly suggest you join this group. She does powerful work, and it's really supportive. I want to say a quick thank you for everyone who donated to our Super Bowl. We collected 950 cans, yay, to donate to the Community Mission of Hope. Yes, so we're so excited and so grateful. We are working up another way of being of support in the community, and you'll hear about that in the next couple of weeks. Okay, just a couple more. We have planned our annual meeting. So every year we have a meeting to discuss the business workings of the church. It's part of our bylaws that we do that. And we're having a board election also. And so this year, we're having our annual meeting on Sunday, March 14th at noon. And that is Pie Day, by the way, 314. And so the board thought it would be fun if everybody had their own pie, their favorite pie that we could be eating in our homes while we're on Zoom together. I thought that was fun.
Can every day be Pie Day?
I don't know. It could be.
It could. I mean,
I wouldn't fit in my pants, but it could, you know. So March 14th at noon, please come and hear about what's happened in this last year, what our intentions are for this next year. And if you are called to serve on the board, we have 2 board positions open. If you're called to be of service on the board and want some more information, send me an email and I'll refer you to our selection committee. And we're just, we are ready to get moving, and we're calling in that next support. So if you are called, please call me and let me know. Also, two things left. One is we've been invited to partner in an amazing online concert tonight. Rickie Byars. If you don't know Rickie Byars, you need to Google her. She is the most amazing, powerful, moving spiritual music. It's the perfect way to celebrate Valentine's Day. 7 o'clock tonight. It's online. And CSL TV benefits a little bit for each ticket that is sold. We get a little bit of a donation back. And so if you're not doing anything tonight, jump on that concert, and I promise you will be inspired. She is amazing.
She is great songwriter. I mean, a lot of the stuff we do on
sing a lot of her stuff.
I Release is Rickie Byars.
Right, I Release is Rickie. Yeah, a lot of the things that we sing come from her. So we strongly encourage you to to participate. The links are going to be in the chat today, and I did send the email out this week, and we'll see you on Sunday night. And then the last thing is this: our practitioners have wanted to be of great service, right? Our practitioners are amazing, and one of the things that we're missing the most these days is the fact that we are not able to sit in the back of the sanctuary like we used to and do one-on-one prayers. It's one of the things that we've kind of lost. So we're trying something new. We are opening a Zoom, our Zoom it's the same link that's the Spiritual Connection at 7, but our practitioners are going to be available today, live, from as soon as the service is over. They're probably going to head over there in a minute, and available until noon to be able to pray with you. So if you are in need of a prayer, I strongly suggest you hit that link, come on over to Zoom. They'll put you in your own private room with a practitioner, and they will be able to pray with you. We've been working it out with the practitioners to try something new, to try and figure out how we can get back to be in that real-time one-on-one support, and so we're doing this. So please try it out for us. Come on over, say hello, get a prayer, and allow them to be of support to you. So you'll be greeted. I believe it's the host is going to open up the room, and they're the ones who are going to greet you. We've got 2 practitioners on duty, and they may go into prayer and then come back. We've got it all worked out. But the point is, if you are wanting a prayer today, please hit that link and come on over and join us. And that's what I've got, which is a lot.
That's a lot. A lot.
There's a lot going on.
A lot.
It's exciting.
It's totally exciting.
It's exciting, but I'm excited because now it's time to pray. So I'll invite Mary to come on up with me. And let's just come together in consciousness here. Once again, in that love and that gratitude, knowing that this is God in action, that infinite divine source of all life and light, that truth revealing itself in all and as all. I simply know God. And as God is the truth of my being, it is the truth of each and every one of us. We are born and created out of that divine essence of love. The thought was thought, and we were created in this unique expression on purpose to shine our light and to give our gift in this life. And so I know on this day, for each and every one of us, as we move from the head to the heart, the most difficult 12 inches, and we see with the eyes of the heart, we begin to see through the eyes of love and realize that love truly is everywhere we are, that we lack for nothing, that we are the fullness and the wholeness, and the infinite life pours itself forth to us, bringing forth all that we need along this powerful spiritual journey of unfoldment, of deepening, of allowing, of expressing. And there is nothing but love here, as us, for us, and for us to give. And so as each person steps out into this day and shines their light and speaks their truth, I know they go in love and in light. And for anyone who is struggling to feel this, is struggling to find this, I know that there is a spark at the center of their being that lights the path. And that inner critic calms down. The walls of limitation and self-judgment fall away. And what rises is that essence, that energy, that light and that love that is the truth of our being. And it is that which we practice each and every day, that we share it, that we speak it, that we see it, that we know it, that we allow this life to be the powerful expression of love that God has created it to be. And so I see this and I know this, I claim it, I celebrate it. And with a heart filled with gratitude for this spiritual community and for all beings everywhere, I simply surrender my word into the love and know all is well, for God is here. And so it is.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say it if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day.
let us see through the eyes of the heart and simply allow our lives to be filled with love. And so it is.
So it is.
Have a great Sunday, everybody. I hope to see you tonight on the Rickie Byars concert. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. Get some really great chocolate and some tacos. Talk to you soon.